welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment as the Atlanta Falcons dominate the Green Bay Packers and win the NFC Championship by a score of 44-21. And man, this Atlanta Falcons team, this Atlanta Falcons offense, they're just incredible, man. Matt Ryan continues his absolute hot streak today. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And when I made my picks and predictions video for this game and for the AFC Championship, I said, look, I know Aaron Rodgers has been playing great. That's great. Matt Ryan has been playing just as well. 14 touchdowns to 0 interceptions over his last 5 games. You include this game now, over the last 6 games, 18 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. This is not only one of the best quarterback runs I can remember, this is one of the best quarterback runs of all time. In terms of a stretch of games just being absolutely dominant, Matt Ryan has been incredible. At the perfect time of the year, he is sensational. This Atlanta Falcons offense is sensational. And today, they didn't even run the ball well at all. They tried to establish the run early, really to no avail, to no success. But man, when you have the receivers and the arsenal that he has, specifically one man named Julio Jones, no one can stop you. Did you see Julio Jones today? I mean, how good is Julio freaking Jones, dog? This guy's dominant. No one's on his level physically. No one's on his level skillfully. He's just so skillful, so dominating, so physical, so fast. He's incredible. 180 receiving yards today from Julio Jones. He was sensational. And again, I said in my picks and predictions video, who on this Green Bay defense can stop Julio Jones? Nobody can stop Julio. Come on, Demarius Randall, Quentin Rollins, Micah Hyde, who got injured, yes. Come on, they can't stop Julio Jones. And then you throw in Mohamed Sanu. And then you throw in Aldrick Robinson. And then you throw in at the tight end position, Levine Toilolo and Austin Hooper. You throw in 2 running backs and Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman. Who's going to stop this Falcons offense, guys? It's too many weapons. If Aaron Rodgers had these weapons, then yeah, you're right. He would have won this game. He'd be going on to the Super Bowl himself. The problem is he doesn't. Okay, the discrepancy of talent today was just so evident. Defensively, this Falcons defense, I mean, they're so underrated. Honestly, they're very good. They let up 21 points today, yes. 3 touchdowns to Aaron Rodgers, yes. But again, a lot of those points were in somewhat garbage time. I mean, they came in the fourth quarter where the game was over, a lot of these points. And also, they got to Aaron Rodgers. They're one of the few teams that have been able to do that. They have speed at linebacker and Deion Jones, who caused a lot of problems. They have speed on the outside. Cornerback Brian Poole, he got after the quarterback, got after Aaron Rodgers a number of times. They're physical. Their offensive line is stepping up. Rashid Hageman, Vic Beasley didn't have a great game today, but he's been leading the league in sacks. This Falcons team is dynamic. They have weapons defensively. They have plenty of weapons offensively. And to me, they're going on a Super Bowl run, guys. I mean, and I don't want to overreact too much to this game, but I'm not. I'm overreacting to the last 6 games where they've dominated everybody. Okay, where they've been blowing out everybody. Now, the one thing we do have to keep in mind, last year, the Carolina Panthers were dominating everybody. They blew out, actually they were up early against the Seattle Seahawks in the divisional round. The Seahawks came back in the second half, but they won so pretty easily. They blew out the Cardinals in the NFC Championship game, and then they went to the Super Bowl, and they absolutely got stifled and stopped by the Denver Broncos. Okay, sure. So, perhaps the Atlanta Falcons will suffer a similar fate than as the Carolina Panthers did last year. But man, I think this is different, man. I think Matt Ryan is just on a different level. And the Panthers run last year, it was a little fraudulent. You could tell some things about it weren't that pristine, weren't that, perfect. Cam Newton's still a guy that, well, he did have a great year last year, not at the level Matt Ryan is playing at right now. I think this Falcons team, I don't think anyone can stop them. The Patriots will slow them down. Okay, if the Patriots get there. And the Steelers too. I mean, whoever wins the AFC Championship game, I think they will slow them down. But I'm not sure how you can stop the Falcons from scoring 30. And can you score 34 on them? It's possible, but it's not going to be easy, man. This defense is pretty good. Jalen Collins today, their cornerback, he played great today, I liked Robert Alford's play. He wasn't great, but he was physical. He was imposing. He had the horrible flop, but the guy loves to play, and I like that. I like his play. So I think they have 2 good corners in Jalen Collins and Robert Alford. Brian Poole able to have some cornerback blitzes as well. all, this is a Falcons team that's pretty deep, man. They're pretty complete. They're not great. The defense isn't great, but I think it's pretty good. And I think they're going to give whoever goes to the Super Bowl a lot of problems and a lot of issues. Before the playoffs, I had what? I had the Falcons going to the Super Bowl, and I had them losing to the Patriots. After today, after what I've just seen, I'm reevaluating things big time. Now, if the Patriots go out and they blow out the Steelers, we're going to have a conversation in terms of my Super Bowl predictions. But right now, I like the Falcons a lot, man. So let's talk about more about the Green Bay Packers and what went wrong today. Aaron Ripkowski, a horrible fumble when he's really going towards the goal line. He was going to get in, but he was running towards the goal line, fumbled the ball, got the ball ripped out by Jalen Collins, that terrific cornerback for the Atlanta Falcons. And this was a terrible fumble. And he even had a chance to recover this fumble. He couldn't do it. And I heard some people complaining about when Jalen Collins recovered the fumble, he kind of rolled into the end zone, and some people thought it should have been a safety. If you really look at this one shot, it occurred after the commercial break. They showed a beautiful shot of when Jalen Collins was rolling into the end zone. He actually did not have possession yet. If you can find that shot, it is absolutely clear that he did not have possession yet. He was getting possession. He rolled over the goal line, and then he had possession. I'm not sure if he meant to do that, but if he did, what a play. Because if you get the ball before the goal line, you intentionally roll into the end zone. That is a safety if you're touched by the opposing team. I honestly believe that he was fumbling the ball because he knew he couldn't possess it yet, or perhaps that's just what happened. In terms of, there's a rule also that if you get the ball and momentum carries you into the end zone, that's also not a safety. And there's an argument to be made that it wasn't momentum that rolled him in, it was himself. And that's just, it's to me, it's too much up in the air, and it's not like it really would have mattered, dog. The Packers lost today by, 23? It would have been more than that if the Falcons were still trying to score points on that second to last drive. They were able to score points whenever they wanted to. This game was not determined by that play, okay? Again, Aaron Rodgers is fantastic, but this is not the NBA, okay? You can't just win because, hey, we have this one great player, we're going to win. You need more players, and today, he didn't get much help. His receiving core was actually, I'd say, pretty good. I didn't see many drops. In fact, I saw more drops from the Falcons today than the Packers, honestly. His offensive line was not great. And also, though, I don't think he was great. I didn't see him doing a lot of stuff in terms of pre-snap to help his offensive line. So in terms of that aspect of his game, he didn't do a great job assigning like a running back or tight end to block Brian Poole coming off the edge, coming for Aaron Rodgers' head. And this happened a number of times, multiple times. So in terms of pre-snap, the Falcons did a good amount of things that confused Aaron Rodgers today. I saw some interesting formations, some cornerbacks stacked atop of each other, and Rodgers didn't do a great job with that today. So that was one problem with his game that I had. But in terms of throwing the football, he was great. He's always accurate. He's always fantastic. He's extending plays. He's great. Okay, that's great. Jared Cook, though, yeah, he did have a couple of drops today, and he was the most disappointing of these Packers wide receivers and just their receiving core. I know he's a tight end. You look at Jordy Nelson. He played today. The ribs were killing him. You could see that. He was very evident, very visible, but he toughed it out. Good for him. Defensively for the Packers, Clay Matthews got out to a good start. And this is a guy that I've been very critical of because I haven't seen him. Okay, he hasn't been around lately. But then after the first series, I didn't see him again. Okay, he disappeared again. And I understand, okay, he's playing with this injury, this shoulder injury down to his chest, whatever. If you're out there, play well. That's it. If you're on the field, play well. If you're not going to play well, get off the field. That's my policy, and he's not been playing well. And again, when they needed him most, he wasn't there. Julius Pepper is old. Okay, he wasn't able to get a pass rush today. They didn't sack Matt Ryan today. You look at the more of the pass rushers. Nick Perry with the big club on his hand. He's had a fantastic year. Didn't get a sack today. Micah Hyde, he was missed in this secondary as Darius Gunter was just holding on to Julio Jones for dear life, and still Julio Jones found a way to stiff arm him and run down the field for like an 80-yard touchdown. It was incredible. Overall, okay, so this Packers team, I still like them moving forward. I mean, next year, I like this Packers team again. This year, I had them going 13-3 and losing the divisional round. They went 10-6, they lost in the NFC Championship. They're still going to make the playoffs next year. They have Aaron Rodgers and whatnot. If they can get healthy defensively, let's say they get Sam Shields back, their cornerback, their best cornerback, get him back. He could retire. He could be released. They also got to get Quentin Rollins back healthy. He played today, he's still banged up. Just got to get everyone healthy, okay? Got to get everyone healthy and back. But they need to make some moves defensively. Nick Perry is an upcoming free agent, as is Julius Peppers. To me, Clay Matthews may not be worth his contract anymore. That's just to me, but I'm sure they'll keep him. There are some issues defensively that needs to be fixed for this football team, but moving forward, they're still going to be a playoff team, and they're still going to be here. As for the Falcons, you're going to the Super Bowl. And more, I'm liking this team. I really like this team, and I compare this team to the Baltimore Ravens. During their 2012 run, what was it, 2012, 2013? Where Joe Flacco was just playing incredible. He had 10 touchdowns to 0 interceptions in the playoffs, I want to say, and their defense was not great. I mean, they let up 35 to the Denver Broncos in the divisional round. They let up a good amount of points against the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl. I want to say 29 points. Their defense was not great, but Joe Flacco was just so superb, they were able to win anyway. And that's just an evidence of like, okay, defense doesn't win championships all the time. I think we can see something similar here. And the defense here, it's not as bad as the Ravens defense was a couple years ago. I think it's better. So I think, man, this Falcons team, they're headed for something. Again, if whoever wins tonight can impress me a lot, I will change my mind. What I like about the Steelers, if they get there, is they can run the ball with Le'Veon Bell, and they can limit the amount of times the Falcons touch the ball offensively, and they can limit, ultimately, the amount of points the Falcons will score. If the Patriots get there, what I like about them is their defense is pretty good. So they'll probably stop the Falcons and prevent them from scoring 40, definitely. From scoring 30, I don't know if anyone can stop them from scoring 40. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the NFC Championship game between the Green Bay Packers and the Atlanta Falcons. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.